All right, Helldivers 2 just hit a 2-year player, 2 years after the machinery oppression update. Let that sink in. This game was supposedly cooling off. People said the hype cycle was over, and now it just surged back to numbers we haven't seen in years. So what happened? Did Arrowhead finally crack the retention formula, or did this update remind everyone why Helldivers 2 was a phenomenon in the first place? Because this doesn't look like a small bounce. It looks like a comeback.
Are you not entertained?
All right, so let's break down why this matters. The update didn't just add content, it added urgency, new threats, new objective, more chaos. Helldivers 2 thrives when it feels unpredictable, and this update leaned to that identity hard. But here's the bigger picture. In live service games, most titles fade after 1 year, like we've stated many of times on this channel. Helldivers 2 just proved it can reignite momentum 2 years later. That changes how we look at longevity. Also sends a message to every other live service shooter trying to hold attention. You don't just need content, you need events that feel meaningful. Now the real question is this a temporary spike, or is Helldivers 2 entering its second prime? Because if these numbers hold, Arrowhead didn't just drop an update, they reset the narrative. Now, coming off the heels of our Arc Raiders topic, yes, we're talking about another live service game. And once again, that question that I asked my cousin in the Arc Raiders topic is, does live service make sense because it just takes so much content to keep people engaged? Now listen, I will say Helldivers 2, they have a pretty good like drop cycle or cadence or whatever you like. When me and my cousin play with our friend, and I think it had been like a good year since we played, the amount of content that was released after we stopped playing was so large. I felt so overwhelmed with all the fucking like the different packages and stuff, and I'm like, Jesus, like I need to start playing this game because I'm so behind. There was new like monsters and people. It was monsters going up the ground. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Like those Let's Plays are documented on our channel if you want to go watch them. But we was very much like a fish out of water. Like it felt like I had never played the game, and I think that's very interesting in Helldivers because it's such a funny live service shooter. Yet we did spend some time away, and when we played it, it felt like a whole new experience. Even with this update, I mean, I'm sure me and my cousin will try to find time to play it and see. And even though we don't like playing the machines because I don't know the one time we went to play the machines, we just got our ass handed to us, and I was just like, why is it just felt very unbalanced from killing bugs to killing machines? But maybe we didn't have the right weapons or whatever. Anyway, Helldivers peaking 2 years later after launch is very much a testament because it could have went Destiny. They could have released Helldivers 3 and made you buy a whole nother one. But no, they stayed and maintained the game and really stayed with a cadence of content drop. So Helldivers is once again a outliner. Not every live service game can come back and peak 2 years later after launch. This is very much like a lightning in a bottle. Live service games struggle after 12 months. Helldivers is really doing something abnormal with peaking 2 years later with this new update. But what do you think? Because like I know we played this recently with our friend Cream. And did you feel the same way? Did you feel like it was a whole new experience when we played this last time after so much time away from the game?
Yeah, I felt that from our nice little sabbatical that we had. They had added a lot more content to the game. I think it's every month on a Thursday. I don't know how the pattern is. They drop a new war bond that gives you more, cosmetics, weapons, and whatnot to add to. But the way Arrowhead is going about it, I don't want to say it's unique. At least it is to me. I don't know if any other live service-esque done what they do. The way they're going about it to me is why they're succeeding. They are more focused on the player versus the environment rather than PvP, which a lot of people enjoy that more. There's no story. There's more lore than a story. They don't need to revolve content around that. The general idea is, hey, you're part of this military, super Earth, go in
Mhm.
and fight this faction, that,
Democracy.
excuse me, democracy, liberty, and how they go about it is just it works. Yes, it's not free to play. You have to pay to play the game, and it is online and etc. But even for the war bonds, if you play the game,
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah.
earn
Currency.
in-game currency to buy the war bond. So it doesn't you don't feel nickel and dime. And even the superstore they revitalized, it's certain pieces from the war bonds you can buy a la carte, where you don't have to buy the whole thing if you don't want to. It's giving more player agency, more player freedom. And when they do these quote unquote big updates with the cyber stand now, before that it was the Illuminate, before that Malevolent Creek, they really make it a community effort where when you will log in, be like, yo, it's 400,000 people in this sector on this planet. Yeah, let's go in and get in on that, make a difference. It is more community driven and
Yeah.
the other live service game. And like I said, you don't feel so nickel and dime. Your
Mhm.
buddy can have two war bonds and whatever gun and cosmetic you have, where you just have the one. Hey, if that's how you choose and want to play, you're not feeling left out. You're doing quote unquote your part your way.
Yeah.
And I meant to thought about this from our last topic. Another thing that makes these live service games falter is they'll start strong and end. You have to have some type of compelling end game to keep people
Oh,
around
yeah, yeah, yeah.
once they've had their first bite. Helldivers is like, well, the beginning is the end because the fight never ends. Hey, you killed 200,000 bugs this week. Hey, we have two more other fronts for you to go to do whatever. There's mechs to unlock, more weapons, upgrades. There's something for you to do to make your experience more entertaining. And these other live service games, they're just not seeing that. They just feel like, oh, we just made the game and just had them something to play. It needs to be something meaningful. It has to be some type of end goal you're working toward. Even when we play, you know my layout. I need my big gun, my miniature Gundam, and I'm just here to spread democracy. So I'm not surprised at this new update, and I'm looking forward to it because I don't know about you. I saw that tank they were advertising, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'll fight the robots. You give me a tank. A tank with a gun done. I'm like, yo, I'm there. You're doing good. And I like to see them continue to make good on it. I mean, they're well past the 1 year mark, so clearly they know what they're doing.
It's just crazy. 2-year player count peak is just very unheard of with these live service games. Well, shout out to the makers of Helldivers 2 and what they're doing, because they're obviously, like my cousin said, doing something right. But let us know what you think. Are you playing Helldivers 2? Has this update made you come back to the game? And if you haven't played Helldivers 2, does this update intrigue you to play the game? I'll be very much interested in your feedback in the comments down below.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?